Have you heard of the sermon that killed 918 people? Yes, 918 people. On November 18th, 1978, deep inside the jungle of Guyana, 918 people died, including over 300 children, not from war, not from disease, but from a sermon. The man behind this was Jim Jones, the charismatic founder of the People's Temple, who promised to give his people paradise, yet delivered tragedy. This is the story of the Jonestown Massacre, one of the darkest chapters of modern religious history. In the 1950s, Jones appeared to be the perfect progressive preacher. He built a church in Indiana that was racially integrated. He preached about racial equality, social justice, and caring for the poor. Mind you, this was an era where racial segregation was on the rise in the United States. By the late 1970s, Jones had thousands of followers, including key political figures. He had gained national media attention, and he was everywhere. Jones was charismatic, he was persuasive, and he seemed genuinely devoted to social reforms until his dark obsession with control became clear. He even staged fake miracles. He claimed divine authority and even punished dissenters in public. So, in 1977, he relocated thousands of his followers to the remote settlement in Guyana. There he promised them it was a socialist paradise, free from racism, free from oppression, everything that you get in paradise, he promised to them. But what was the reality? There were armed guards patrolling the camp 24/7. Letters were censored. Yes, letters were even censored. And residents worked 12 hours a day. Loudspeakers of Jones's voice were constantly broadcasted throughout the camp. He held long hours of meetings. He practiced what he called the White Nights, that is, mass rehearsals for suicide. But the followers didn't know. They had no idea of what Jones was planning. Little did they know that the final night was coming. Rumors of human rights abuse reached the US government. In November 1978, Congressman Leo Ryan was sent to investigate the situation. At first, upon reaching the camp, everything seemed very cool, a very serene and positive atmosphere. But secretly, residents in the camp were passing him notes. Please help us escape. Ryan agreed and decided to escape with defectors. Jones realized that his control was finally cracking. On November 18th, 1978, as Congressman Leo was preparing to leave with defenders, armed men from the camp opened fire on them. Congressman Leo and 4 others were instantly killed, including some journalists. This was the only time a US sitting congressman was assassinated in a foreign land in line of duty. Back in the camp, Jones issued his final command. Jones gathered his residents, claimed that the outside world would torture their children and then destroy their community. So what was the solution? Revolutionary suicide. A drink was prepared, cyanide and sedatives mixed with flavor aids. Parents were coerced to give it to their children. Within hours, 918 people died, including Jones himself. Today, historians, psychologists, and sociologists still study Jonestown Massacre. Some of the key lessons that can be studied from court dynamics include charismatic authorities. You see, people like Jones can manipulate their people morally and spiritually to the extent that whatever that they say, they will obey. Another key lesson that can be learned from the Jonestown Massacre is that control increases slowly to the extent that people rarely believe or rarely see that they are being controlled or they are in danger. Another key lesson that can be learned from court dynamics is that social isolation is very dangerous. It cuts people from the world, and then control becomes very easy. These are some of the lessons that we can learn from court dynamics, even in today's modern world. Jonestown Massacre remain one of the largest civilian losses of American life. If you found this episode interesting, kindly like, subscribe, and share for more interesting contents.